How do you make your voice assertive and deeper? This is a question I've struggled with for the longest time because I generally sound quite high pitched. So we spoke to Susan Murphy, a voice coach with over 12 years of experience training people in broadcast to have a more effective voice and tonality. And we discovered why people struggle to be taken seriously because of their tonality, not because of the words they're saying. And why a monotonous voice is the worst thing for your impression. So in this video, we're going to discover two simple habits you can take to sound more assertive and deeper, how to constantly practice to sound permanently better, and a secret technique to help you modulate your voice and break the monotone. Let's get into it. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Radeep from Frantically Speaking. We release communications content like this all the time. If you're into that, hit subscribe. And if you want to take your communications journey to the next level, you can book a consultation call with us. The link is in the description below, and we can see if we can help you out. The very first thing Susan spoke to us about is how do you have a more assertive tonality. I always wondered why some people are born with a natural deep voice which just sounds great, while others tend to have a much higher pitch. And the funny thing is that voice is not a talent. It's a skill that we can develop. And she gives us a very, very simple hack that we can start utilizing right away.
This is the first thing I teach all my clients, whether they need it or not. And most of the women I work with do need it. We work with your breath. And I do have a very fancy way of doing it, but I can also narrow it down to 7 words. Drop your shoulders. Breathe into your belly. Why do you drop your shoulders? When this was taught to me by a singing coach about 25 years ago, I was blown away. First of all, when we're nervous, when we're anxious, when we're upset, where do we carry it? We carry it in our shoulders. If you can consciously make an effort to always keep your shoulders super relaxed, it automatically reduces tension into your neck and jaw and face. And then when you couple that with taking breath in and literally picture it going down all the way to your diaphragm, which is a cylindrical muscle that's attached to the last ribs of your rib cage. Its job is to push air into your lungs. When we sleep, we all breathe into our bellies. But during the day, we're busy, we're on the go, we're doing several things. So we do what's called clavicular or conversational breathing, which involves a pretty tense body and lots of shallow breath. It does get to your diaphragm, but not efficiently. And our pitch naturally rises because everything is so tense when all you need to do, drop your shoulders and breathe into your belly. And then there is something that is borrowed from yogic breathing, which is just measured breath.
And it's as simple as that, just dropping your shoulders and breathing into your belly. The reason why a lot of us, including myself, find this a little difficult is because we're not used to doing this very often. So it's important to understand how to make this into a habit so that we can permanently make our voices sound assertive or deeper, whatever we want to achieve. But before that, we need to understand how to really breathe into our belly effectively. And this is where diaphragmatic breathing becomes really important. Here's how it works. You want to take 2 in-breaths and 2 out-breaths. Essentially, it's just 1 deep in-breath and 1 long out-breath, but I'll just term it as a 2-step model. The first in-breath you take, you will completely inflate your belly. So your hand, which is placed down on your belly, will come out a little bit. The second in-breath you'll take will expand your chest. So your shoulders will move behind and your back will kind of be arched out. Finally, you want to hold that breath for a count of 4. And once you have done that, you then want to breathe out. The first out breath will bring your shoulders back to normal and will deflate your chest. And the second out breath will suck your belly towards yourself. Hence, you will be literally hunching down when you're breathing out. Some people say it's better to breathe out through the mouth. Some say it's better to breathe out through your nose. Definitely you want to breathe in through your nose, but when it comes to the out breath, just do whatever helps you release more oxygen. However, these points tend to help with us sounding more assertive. When it comes to making our voice deeper specifically, Susan had a great point to give.
You always start speaking on a belly full of air. And of course, when we're doing something in public, we project our voices. I didn't say make it too loud. I didn't say shout. You project your voice. And that's what helps to command the room. If you're too quiet or not engaging the people at the table, you might as well not say anything.
We also sent her an email on this matter where she responded saying that the more you speak from your belly, the deeper your voice will sound. And that directly correlates to us speaking with a breath full of air. But to go back to our earlier point of how do we make this a consistent habit? That's what I wanted to know from Susan. Because do I do these diaphragmatic breaths in the morning? Do I do them before sleeping, before an important meeting or event? How do I really make this a permanent thing? And she had something very, very useful to say.
Here's what I advise my clients. I say to them, you're going to take 4 Post-it notes. Like, pick a cool color. Don't write anything on it. One goes on your steering wheel, your refrigerator, your bathroom mirror, and your computer. And maybe when you're at work, put one more where you're just going to bump into it or you're going to look at it a couple of times a day. And every time you see a Post-it note, stop, drop your shoulders, breathe into your belly on 4 and exhale on 6 for 1 minute. Oh, I'll do the math for you. It's 6 breaths, 6. And then go on about your day until you pass another Post-it note. And my voice teacher rightfully advised that if you do it religiously for 3 to 4 weeks, it becomes second nature, it becomes muscle memory, and you can easily, I call it the zone. You can snap yourself into the zone like that.
So I have these sticky notes with me now. I tend to keep them around. And whenever I see one, I take a few deep breaths and then continue my day. And I've noticed this not only have an effect on my communication, but my overall mental clarity as well. So try it out. But the most important thing, rather than having just an assertive voice or just a deeper voice, is to know when to modulate your voice for the situation that you're in. And the technique that Susan provides is absolutely amazing because of its simplicity. It's called as the ABC rule, and here's how it goes.
We call it ABCing the line. I'm auditioning for a commercial. I go into my studio, I read it a couple of times through, and then I'm going to take that second sentence, I pull it out. I think for a little bit about how I could change it, always using authentic breath, always coming from the diaphragm. And you ABC it, do it 3 times in a row, consciously changing something, anything. Hit pause or stop, run it back, and listen to you doing the one line 3 different ways. Oh, one will jump out at you, and it's not usually A, B, or C. You'll go, oh yeah. Now, when you go to do the real presentation, please don't ever memorize anything. Please don't do that. Oh, that's a recipe for disaster. But, there might be some sentences so that you will have practiced the important parts, ABCing it, so that when you go to deliver it, it's not going to be exactly how you did C, but you know how you can approach doing line C. Again, don't mimic it, don't imitate it, just feel it.
But what's important to know is our voice isn't the only thing that helps us sound more assertive. We need to also know what to say in an organized fashion so that our words tend to flow in a calm, cool, collected manner. That's where frameworks and articulation becomes really important. In fact, we've created an entire video which you should check out. It'll help you understand different frameworks you can use in different situations to articulate and organize your thoughts effectively. You can check out that whole video right here.